welcome. Hello, and welcome to Amare Divina. Welcome to our collective Lionsgate reading. I don't know how many of these there'll be. There may be a few. And I'm just gonna cleanse the space to open it up for clarity, ease of reception. Leave less room for misunderstanding, and to help assist us in transmuting whatever we're here to transmute, to cleanse, to release, and to get a sense of freedom here in our energetic bodies. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to get right into it. Okay, what deck is for? Oh, heavyweight deck. I call it the heavyweight deck because the messages are so heavy. And if the shuffling takes too long, which is unusual, I'll edit it out. Ooh, okay, there we go. There's our card. It fell on the floor. Ooh, okay. We have Metamorphosis. Power and strength lie within our surrender to change. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. Is this a part of the reading? Yes. Okay, so another card that came out without me shuffling was false beliefs. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. Ooh. Okay, so right away, the message is coming through. So Lionsgate Portal, which is, I think it's 888, or that wasn't helpful. August 8th, 2024. Lionsgate every year is very strong time, energetically speaking, where certain codes and things can get grounded. Certain assistance easily comes through. Interactions of a physical and non-physical nature as well. This is a time where you can ask for certain things, embody certain. This is an extremely powerful time for those of us who identify as galactic beings on a mission. It's an extremely powerful time to get clarity around that, to ground what's needed, and so on. And this particular one is extremely expansive because of numerological meaning of 8 alone, and then there's 3 8s. And so this is all about power today. The lion, which is often associated with the lion's gate, is a power animal. It's an animal full in its sovereignty. This gate is also connected to the lions. If you know anything about that. And the message that I'm getting so far with these cards is that something to be mindful of at this time is that just the identification of your false beliefs, just the identification of those, pay attention to your feelings. I'm not going to say emotions, it's more like feelings. Pay attention to those feelings you're getting that seem to knock you off. Like, because so if you're in a flow really well, these little quirky little feelings might kick in. Pay attention to them because they're trying to identify. I'm sorry, let me get this mic up just so you can hear me better. Pay attention to those little feelings that feel like little knots in your system, like you're moving along, you're flowing along, you're doing your practices, you're doing your mindfulness, you're clearing your energy space, you're enjoying where you are, you're present, and then this kink comes up in response, most likely to a thought, to something someone said. That kink is highlighting a place within your system that needs to be smoothed and massaged out. And just they're saying that the power of this portal is that just a simple identification of it will be enough. Just knowing it's there will be enough. You don't have to go super deep into any processes to release it. The simple identification of it at this time is enough. Collect the wisdom and release the pain and move forward. And the metamorphosis, it says power and strength lie within our surrender to change. So identifying these kinks at such a rapid pace, which is what I'm getting, such a rapid pace, rapid because in another energetic space, in another version of this reality, this would take a lot longer. These identifications, these releasings, these healings, this would have took a lot longer. But now you're in a space, especially with this portal, with the choices you've made, the realities that you've stepped into, where the simple identification of it allows for certain accelerations to take place. And the surrender to that will change your world dramatically, and you will be ready for the world that you receive. It's unleashing your creative power. I'm seeing a message: release your alchemical energy into the world. It's releasing your ability to create things in the world that will empower others in some way, shape, or form. And literally, it can be anything. It could be something that you don't really show people, but it's in your field because you're practicing it. You're creating this field around yourself because you're actually being who you are and expressing yourself in some way that it can still affect people. It doesn't have to be any specific service even. It's like just going out in the world and doing what you love will affect people. Going out into the world and saying what you feel called to say and showing up how you feel called to show up. It's going to be a lot different than who you were before. And you have to just release and surrender to that transformation trying to take place inside of you, and release those beliefs that are trying to quote unquote protect you, but really are withholding you from this higher perspective and this higher timeline reality that is here for you right now, that you can tap into right now. Okay, what is the next card? Okay, am I shuffling or do I need to finish talking about this? Okay, so this card that's on the back of the deck, it's the creative power, release your alchemical energy into the world. What is it that I need to say about this card that I have not said? Let me just tap in for a moment. Allow all of these energies that are working with you. I keep wanting to say within you. I don't know why that keeps coming within you and around you, to assist you in birthing these energetics that will be at play within this space and energetic containers that we're all creating together. And they're merging and they're interacting, and it takes place with each of us individually because we each came here with unique energetics, tones, and frequencies that were to be released at the appropriate times to expand out in the world and create something new, but has been long time coming. And you're the perfect embodiment to allow this to continue and release out into the world with your consent, of course. So you want to invite in your team, your council, your co-creative leadership. You want to invite all of that in because there's this sense of you're aware of these things and you do interact with these things, but it's time to really know and acknowledge the presence of these powers within your life and the guidance within your life, and that you are of source energy as well. Understand that you are a still point of creation yourself. So there are thoughts and powers and energies that are held within you that are to explode out at the proper time, at the right time, in the manner that source creates as well. I hope that made sense. That's how it came through for me. Okay. Anything else before we move on? It's still going to require a form of protection for yourself. And that protection is always going to be found within the healing that you allow in as you transform and become this newer person. So the protection is in the energetic choices to choose healing and love over fear and needing to be right, needing to be seen a certain way, needing to be okay, needing to be acceptable. I'm trying to find the word. It needs to be your happiness, your joy, your that which is for you. I'm getting like crowns and jewels, and this is obviously just a metaphor. All these wonderful treasures that are for you, they need to be okay in the way that they show up, which will not appear as crown and jewels to the next person next to you. You need to be okay with that. You need to accept that and heal the parts of you that seem to demand some type of form of consent from the one next to you. You need to heal that part of yourself, and that is the protection that you will move forward with henceforth, because others will need your permission to degenerate, that's such a strange word, degenerate your power in any way. They will need your permission, and healing will revoke permissions you have previously given. Now can I move on to another deck? Yes. I kind of got a no, but I kind of got a yes, so Hopefully it'll unleash as we go. All right, let me just put my, oh my goodness, the mic was upside down. I hope you guys heard me okay. I hope you heard me okay. If not, then. Okay, something about false beliefs is coming through again. Let me reread the card. Okay, so the beautiful thing about alignment, the beautiful thing about falling into source and making our connection with source above all else the most important is that every time a quote unquote problem, which is really just opportunity for growth, opportunity to step into your power, every time it reveals itself, it along with that revelation contains the solution. The solution is there instantaneously. You're going to see that more than ever at this time because there's such a large interest in your team, in source. Source is a large interest in your elevation at this time. Yes, Ace of Wands. This is a spiritual calling because it's time to answer the call in a whole new way. You are being remade by the maker with your consent because this is a, what's it called? Free will. What's it called? Free will. The Hierophant, because it's time to step into your mastery, which has been cultivated meticulously over lifetimes with other masters. It's time to exhibit that, to put that in display. And so you're being shaped in a way that will allow you to display that in the way that is most beneficial to yourself, to your own self-fulfillment, and those who are to be exposed to you. The Queen of Swords is also popping up here, and I'm also seeing the Five of Coins. This may have been a lonely road, such is the way of the path. Okay, Queen of Swords, but you needed to make clear, concise decisions about who was going to be in your corner. You had to make clear, concise decisions about who was going to be in your corner, and you can't keep. The word that wanted to come through isn't great. I was gonna say you can't keep thirsty people. By that I mean you can't keep people who don't know how to feed themselves and are avoiding figuring out how to feed themselves, nourish themselves, get their own water, so they turn to you, and it's depleting you. Okay? And that's why the path can be lonely, because those are oftentimes the type of people we will call in when we're stepping into our mastery so that we can have a chance to get triggered into that role. Okay, any more of these cards? No, we're going to move on to the deck. And it's really important that you stay balanced at this time. Whatever balances you out. Trying to get these little extra cards off the cards. So I can get the deck. Okay, this is what is this? I don't think I've said my decks so far. This is the Chromatic Fates Tarot, and this is the Lantern Oracle, and I'm about to use the Isis Oracle. Okay. Whoop. All right, Ancient Power Mysteries. Making sure you can hear me. The Oracle guides you to honor the power of your voice, whether through spoken or sung words, or through what you write, speak about, or stand for symbolically. You have a potentially very powerful healing voice, and you are guided to recognize the responsibility that you have for what you proclaim through your voice. Ooh. Okay, so I'm getting the sense that, okay, so with the path of the initiations, we'll call it for now. As you move your way on up the upward spiral, more gifts and powers become available to you. And it's really important that you're balanced. I think that's why I saw a balance card, and anchored properly. So tending to yourself in all ways, taking note of your thoughts, taking note of, and then readjusting them, because there's no such thing as an idle thought. All thoughts are creative in some way. I'm not saying to trip if you think about something for 5 seconds. Like, just be aware of the thoughts so that you can readjust and so on. Because the feeling that I was getting is that if you speak against yourself or another, it's going to be, energetically speaking, a lot more obvious in your life. I'm not saying that you would, but sometimes, like I mentioned in another reading, people will try to go for you because they're not getting what they used to get from you, and they will try to place you into some old energetics. And it's okay to go there briefly, right? But then you want to decide what's more important to you. Do you want to continue to ascend up this upward spiral so that you can be all that you were called to be? Not just for yourself, but for everyone else as well. So be aware of the power of your voice, for good and for bad. It's really important that you try to maintain a sense of peace within you. Am I getting another card from this deck? I think we're going to another deck. Yeah, we are. Okay. Let's go to another deck. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Okay, this is the Elemental Oracle. You can also use your voice to heal yourself. Speak things to yourself. I once heard, if you really want to get to the subconscious mind on a matter, that's funny, the card in here, say that you know something. I know I'm this. I know I'm that, because that'll help rewire the subconscious. Okay, so, so we have endurance, rock. So this must be the earth element. So this is about grounding. This is about sticking to the choices that have gotten you here to this point. The ones that are elevating your energetic space. This is about grounding in. This is about feeding your roots. This is about understanding that what's happening on the outside doesn't matter. Bashar said something like this. It was like, not something like this. Bashar says, sorry, let me get this off. Circumstances do not matter. Only my state of being matters. And with a master who's unlocking their gifts quite quickly at this time, that is especially important to acknowledge. Shift when you gotta shift. Use those opportunities of challenge to really clarify and define what it is, who it is you want to be moving forward, what embodiments you want to have in this life moving forward, because as I said earlier, you are being remade. All right, what is next? Okay, we are now moving on to the Pleiadian Oracle. I don't have any decks to do with Lyra. I have the Galactic Heritage cards, but I'm not really sure that they're... Oh, look. Sacred Union. I'm a bit of a romantic, so I like this card. But is this romantic in nature? This is about your sacred union with Source in a whole new way. You're about to experience your relationship with Source in a whole new way. There's always a relationship with Source, but its profundity will be increased. And you will just, this is so important for embracing sovereignty and reclaiming who you are, because there'll no longer be a need to turn to others to receive your messages, and it'll be a point where you may still work with others. There'll still be co-creative expressions of receiving messages, but simply because you want to, and it will no longer be this I have to know, and it'll be magical, because these people within your tribe will be able to reflect back to you these things that you kind of knew within your bones. And whenever you have your little off moments, as you know, jumping between the timelines can be a little rocky sometimes, they'll be able to hold you up by just repeating back to you certain things you already knew. And they'll repeat it back to you in different ways, beautiful exchanges of communication. So that's what I'm getting from Sacred Union, is counterparts complimenting you, whether romantic or otherwise, but several counterparts just complimenting you on this journey, taking this journey together, that this portal is also bringing together divine counterparts. I can't avoid that. That's coming through. Divine counterparts are being grounded into at this time. And so the endurance card is also telling me that you really need to stick to the root of the matter, so that you can call in or attract to you the divine counterpart that will assist you through the highest possible embodiments of this portal for 888. All right, that's beautiful. What else? Okay. We're getting another one of, what is this card again? The Lantern Oracle's cards. Ooh, radical honesty. 18. To believe in the facade is to suffocate in the armor of alienation, self-defeat, and self-denial. Ooh. I gotta read that again. To believe in the facade is to suffocate in the armor of alienation, self-defeat, and self-denial. Okay, so this is highlighting before people needing your permission. So to believe in the illusion, to believe in everything that makes you smaller, everything that goes against your heart, that goes against your heart space, to believe in that, to support that structure, which is falling as we speak. To continue to support that structure is going to be suffocating, because the energy is moving quicker at this time. The portal is accelerating. There is a split occurring at this time. You don't need me to emphasize what that split is. I'm sure you guys have your own teachers that have spoken to you on this matter, but this portal's, I feel, is making a pretty defined split at this time. And that is why those old choices of just going along with things you don't really want to go along with, placing your emotional well-being into another's perspective on matters, it's not going to fly anymore. It's going to place you on the part of the split that you're not meant to be on, because you wouldn't be hearing this reading if you're meant to be on that other side of the split. Okay, it is time to be radically honest with yourself about where you are not protecting yourself, where you're not serving yourself but serving another, or serving some belief that you at your core know that all these other people believe in erroneously. Okay? They're disconnected from their source of power. Seemingly. It's an illusion, but seemingly. They're choosing to make decisions that deny their true source of power. Where are you doing that? Where are you co-signing on this matter? Even if you're doing it lightheartedly, don't do it at all. There are no idle thoughts at this time. Get really clear about what it is you want. This card isn't even from these decks. It was mixed in with one of the decks, but get really clear about what you want and stand for that wholeheartedly, whole-mindedly. Put your entire mind behind it, and when it's messing around, tap into your inner knowing, because the mind is meant to be the servant of the heart. So tap into the heart so it can take its place of power and allow the mind to get right. Oh, okay. Are we pulling any other cards? Yes. I think this is the last one, just because I feel the energy calming down now. And it's another one of the Lantern Oracle cards. Transitions. First, let me show you the card. This is the Transitions card, and it says, you have all of the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. Do not let anyone question you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say question you. Do not let anyone assist you in questioning yourself. Do not let anyone aid you in questioning yourself. I'm trying to word this right. Don't question yourself because of outside sources. Don't do that. Stick to your inner resource, your heart seed. Stick to your guidance on this matter. Those synchronicities, those messages you're getting, stick to those things. Do not let anyone else come in and tamper with this major, powerful transition in your life. Let them speak and let it fall on deaf ears. Only open your ears to the messages that are for you. Only open yourself up to the receipt of such things. As those old messages try to tinker in, try to test you, try to call you back into another space, say, no, I'm not doing that. You are also doing these others a service by stepping into this newer, lighter energy, this more powerful you, because it gives them the opportunity to acknowledge that that version of themselves exists as well, because we were all reflections of some kind. We don't need to reflect that stuff. The stuff that they're doing, they're reflecting something else someone else told them as well. We don't need to continue to perpetuate that. We need to step into this other embodiment of power. This Lionsgate portal is ramping up some powerful energies for those who are here on purpose. We're all here on purpose, but here here for a specific purpose, for a specific reason at this particular time. Okay, I need to reread it because there was something else. I think I lost it. You have all the inner... Okay, you don't need anything from anyone else. You have all that you need. And all you have to do is, if you have a question, ask it, discuss it with your team, and let them bring the resources to help elevate your understanding on the matter. And they may have to do it in pieces, depending on how deep-seated an out-of-alignment belief is. They may have to introduce it to you in pieces, and your understanding may have to unfold slowly along the line. Now, when I say slowly, it's still a lot quicker than it would have been in a previous energy. Okay. And what else? Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. That is everything. So I hope that this Lionsgate portal reading assisted you to prepare for the energies that are already starting to trickle in now and will continue to ramp up for some time. And then I hope you also use this time to ask for what it is that you want, what it is you need to understand. I hope you also use this time to really embody the higher aspect of yourself that I know you want to be, and to enact that embodiment in your everyday life. I love you so, so much. Thank you for joining me today. Have a good one. Bye-bye.